Hello everyone, welcome to Fire Emblem 7, Hector Hard Mode, Intended Ranks, Chapter 32, Victory or Death. That's the only chapter that we're looking at today, but we have a lot to do, a lot of death to sow. How's it going, Altissimo?
I'm good, how are you doing today?
I'm looking forward to seeing... Is that 2 unpromoted units fighting here? Nah, you got more to deploy, right? You got more to deploy than this. You got 15 units. Oh.
Well, okay, yeah, I've got 15 units, but I've only got 2 unpromoted units.
Yeah, wow. I guess.
That's it, that's all I need to do.
Oh, wow. I mean, with
everyone else is capped.
Oh, nice, alright. Because then it would have landed on the final chapter, yeah, I guess so. Alright.
Nils too, yeah.
Yeah.
Or Nils is also deployed in this chapter. Force deployed.
Yes.
So.
Give us that nice earth seal that we cannot use.
Correct.
We got a hoard forever. So Dart. Dart made an appearance in 4th ranked offense, and then his next job was the Dread Isle. After Fargus told him, come back alive.
Yes, probably not the best way to ensure that is by deploying him, an unpromoted unit on this map, but that's what we're doing. Also, this will be Sain's first actual battle as a promoted unit, and his first appearance since he capped back in 19X.
Welcome back, Sain.
So.
Yes, okay, I guess I'm not super worried then about your side directors. Nice Pentapy support.
Yep.
Get that into. So I was worried initially. I didn't look at the deployment slot before recording, and I thought you'd be training a lot more unpromoted units for some reason, because it's been a little bit since we recorded the last episode. I thought we have more uncapped units to use. But no, that's pretty solid. I guess there are a lot of promoted units you can feed to your promoted units.
Yes, and because I didn't promote very many units, I have to like really dig into what the pre-promotes in order to find units to deploy. So that's why we're bringing like nearly base level Marcus, who is not very good against a lot of these promoted enemies. He's showing up. Isadora's showing up, despite the fact that she's also not super great against some of these enemies. Just because like the alternatives were like what, Martre, Corel, Carla, Jafar. That's it. Those are the 4 promoted units I did not deploy.
Yeah, those are not too great either. I mean, you could find some spots where they could be decent, but there's only so many easy enemies to fight. Like these Nomad Troopers and the heroes behind them, they're not easy to just fight with, well, most units really.
Yeah, that's why Marcus is here for them.
I would call Marcus great against the meter, but I guess at least Marcus has like a lot of weapons you can give him that give him.
He's
like,
not. That's
weapons.
a joke.
Okay, but you could do worse than someone who can use like the Horse Slayer, the Halberds, a hammer, I guess, heavy spear. I don't know.
Those would have been good weapons to bring.
Oh, you didn't. Okay. Well,
I didn't think about it until you said it just now.
You brought like silver weapons instead.
Silver's irons, yeah.
Silver's good too.
Geats is sufficiently fast and can counter bow users.
Yeah.
But the others are just like Canas is crazy fast, Florina is crazy fast, and then Nils goes with them just to make it easier to actually get hits on people. 15
to 16 speed might be enough to not get doubled by Nomad Troopers, probably. I don't think he'll double them, but Canas does though, apparently.
Canas does, because Canas is so cracked.
And he wasn't even in Lin mode. This is impossible.
Florina doubles, but doesn't OHKO, or 1 round, I mean.
And that's fine, she can set up kills for weak units like Marcus.
Like that, yeah!
How do turntables have?
Florina setting up kills for the Jagan.
Yep.
Things you never thought you'd see.
Circle of life. So you're very clearly splitting up your units in 3 teams from what I'm seeing. I think in previous commentaries of this chapter, I think with like 0%, I'd be like, oh, there's 3 routes you can take in this chapter. Usually you just pick one. And you went for 3, because I guess you want to kill all the enemies on 3 routes.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, if there's ever a case where I can split up, but there's like enemies on any of the paths, then it's like, well, I should probably do that, because it's like, it's almost quicker to just have 3 groups that just go through their respective areas and then like meet up near the top. Quicker to kill all the enemies that way, I mean, rather than having one group like have to route the map by going the whole way around it.
Vacuum everything all around the place. I think in a way it could also be faster than focusing on one group, because imagine if you're turtling all the way to the left side, for example. A lot of people just wouldn't get to do anything for most turns. Whereas this way, you can approach the final island from 2-3 different angles. And I found like one big problem with trying to finish this chapter sort of fast is that you get stuck behind a choke point somewhere with reinforcements just clogging up everything inside while getting bolting rain down on you. So maybe that'll help in the end too.
Yeah, I do still get choked at the top for a bit, and it takes the other group a little bit of time to get through the bottom right here because of reinforcements. Overall, I think there's more flexibility in this. So long as you have units that can successfully handle, you know, the enemies, which ended up being part of the problem because Isadora doesn't really actually work well against these enemies, even the unpromoted mages. Just takes too much damage from an attack, so she can't really be put in the front lines, so it has to be mostly Vita until I get a chance to bring Pen and Louise and Isadora forward.
Mm-hmm.
So it's mostly just a Vita one-woman show at the moment down there.
I mean, Vita's okay. She does... I don't know if she doubles everything ever, but she does have the HP to take a couple hits from mages, I guess.
Right.
I'm guessing Pent did not bring Barrier in that case?
I guess not.
It sounds like you're having a lot of trouble against mages.
In their ilk. Yes.
That's an old reference, but it checks out.
Yeah, I don't think I did. There's a lot of times in the late game of like both this and Fire Emblem 6, you have too many things that you want to put on your staff.
Oh yeah.
So it's five inventory, or as they call it in Pokemon, it's like 4 move slot syndrome, except it applies to inventories. I'm having that problem, or I did have that problem with Saul recently in the Fire Emblem 6 stuff. So it's possible that I just didn't use Barrier because there was other stuff I needed more importantly.
Absolutely. I think we don't talk about that enough, honestly, is that inventory management becomes really hard when you get so many more options, especially on staff users who usually want to have like a weapon or tome to defend themselves, and on top of that there's like 50,000 different staffs you want to use. Like, for a regular unit, my usual gear up progress or procession is like, okay, iron weapon of anything that they normally want to use, and then maybe a more stronger weapon like a killer or a silver or something like that, and then maybe ranged options like javelins and hand axes, and then maybe a healing item like a vulnerate. It's pretty basic, but for a staff user it's like way more complicated than that. And I was curious, like, do you usually start with like the general strategy and then build your inventories accordingly, or do you start with inventories and then try to see what you can do and then build your strategy off of that?
Well, in this particular run, I had basically like done the run the first time before doing the recorded version. Not that I entirely remember what I was doing in the recorded version, but most of the time, like, I'll look at the map and identify like what units I want to go where or what units I want to accomplish certain objectives, and then I'll give them inventories after that. But I don't really have any more strategy than that. It's just kind of like, what direction are people going to go, or who are they going to try to fight? And that only ends up affecting my inventories when I give effective weapons or reavers. Most of the rest of the time, I just give them irons, give them ranged weapons, and then maybe give them like a steel if I think they need extra damage or something like that. And then in the late game, I just finished the Fire Emblem 6 at the time that we're recording this.
Oh, nice. Congrats.
I finished recording it. Not all the videos have been uploaded, but they're going to be uploaded like.
Well, you were on an uploading streak. Like, I saw like 3 appear every day. It felt like at some point.
Honestly, I just kind of wanted to get the run over with. I was mad about the fact that the first time I tried to route it, I ended up having to redo everything. So it's just like, spite is going to just motivate me to finish this. But so since I'm in the late game of that, it's like...
Oh, sorry, he's fine. Carry on.
He's
berserked, it's fine.
It's fine, he's fine. So setting up for a late game chapter in that game is just like, give iron, give killer, give ranged, maybe give brave, and that's about like, that's if that unit needs brave, and that's kind of like, that's like it.
Was Moby Dorcas supposed to have like a sword reaver? He just waited next to a sword master and did nothing.
Well, Sain killed it.
Well, yeah, I did. Like, it was like Dorcas moves and then looks at his inventory. He's like, oh, there's no reavers here. Wait, Sain, you got this, right?
I mean, that's just what I wrote down for where he needed to go. I think he's trying to get in range of like a cat or another wyvern or something.
Yeah.
But only one, because I don't know how many he can take this turn.
Fight up kind of takes out the stupid Wolfing Sage. I think that's sort of like a reinforcement that only appears if you go that direction, because I'd almost never see that guy.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is that going different directions allows me to get all the reinforcement zones. Most people don't want to do that. I am not most people.
you had the same problem in Conquer Destiny. Honestly, very similar chapter in that regard. And I mean, if you think about it, ranked 1 is basically brought every chapter, so...
And I do the same thing in Fire Emblem 6, it's chapter 21.
Oh, yeah.
Trigger all the reinforcement things.
Yeah, that's disgusting. It's disgusting. No gore on this channel, please.
Yeah, I mean, I am killing all of the enemy forces. This is definitely not a pacifist run, but I am like, okay, if we leave even one of you alive, the rebellion will begin, so let's make sure to not let that happen.
There's just morphs, they don't even know what a rebellion is.
That's true. It doesn't count for these guys. They're just gonna fade out of existence once Nurgle's killed anyway, probably.
Such a waste of quintessence. Why would you use quintessence to make a brigand at this point in the game? I mean, I guess they did destroy villages, I guess, make you go fast.
They don't want you getting those villages. Come on, Nurgle is, you know, he sees them and he's like, if they go to the villages, they might learn something. I don't know.
They're not even villages, they're like ruins where one person like resides by coincidence. Like one of them has, I think, Sophia in them, and she just kind of came.
Yeah, why is Sophia on the Dread Isle?
How did she get here?
Who brought her here?
She's kind of swam here. Like, am I supposed to believe she would survive that shit?
With her, like, what, 16 starting HP or something?
Yeah. I don't know how much damage a single wave does, but I imagine it's more than 16. Ooh, Hawkeye doing the peak walk. You got another example of wyverns having a convention center somewhere in the center of the map, but normally you can just make sure that you never have to fight them, but of course you want to fight them, so...
Of course I want to fight them.
I guess it's why Pent and Hawkeye are at the edge of their ranges.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think... I think originally I wasn't supposed to have them aggro on Hawkeye and Pent, but they needed to go places in order to, like, actually work on this bottom right area.
Yeah, they can't just linger around here to fight them forever, so might as well fight a couple. I'm guessing Louise is saving the one that fought her for herself then.
Possibly.
Or it's like, I imagine it's Isadora with them, right?
Yeah, it's Isadora. I'm not too particularly worried about who gets experience in this chapter, other than like getting my unpromoted units experience. So it's not a big deal who kills enemies at this point in the game. After, you know, caring about that for the entire game, we're starting to get to the point where we can just juggernaut with promoted units like you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I imagine the experience per kill, like actual kill experience, is like not very big. Like Sain got like 44 bishop.
Sain gets experience because he was level 1 promoted, but everyone else is greater than that.
Yeah, but even like Vida killed, well, she killed unpromoted enemies for like 10 per kill. I feel like that's roughly what Sain would get anyway. Like, it's not that different.
Yeah, he's not getting much from unpromoted enemies, but he's still getting like full levels from promoted enemies.
Yeah.
That's why I had him kill the Swordmaster.
It's really nice. Is this when you like found out, oh, I can promote like an extra unit, like you've been saying?
Yes. When I was originally recording this, I finished the run, and then I was like, okay, well, that was the first time I failed EXP by about, like, I think, like 7 levels. So I decided to, like, you know, I was gonna have to go back and redo some things anyway. So I decided to see, like, you know, I looked at my funds rank, and I was like, okay, there's actually enough here that I could promote another unit. Thought about it, and was like, okay, that should probably be Sain. I should probably bring him Value of Life, you know, and I can possibly bring him the Victory or Death as well. And then that version of the run I never like ported it or anything. I ended up redoing the whole thing from scratch and decided like I'll bring Sain to Victory or Death, and then decided also I'll promote him in battle preps so that I can get healing speed. So, yeah, I've alluded to the fact that I wanted a sword user promoted as my final promoted unit. Like, it didn't have to be Sain. I could have promoted, you know, anyone that I thought was good enough to be promoted. But in particular, I wanted a sword user for Value of Life, because since I was, you know, behind the EXP requirement by about 7 levels, I was like, well, if I bring a much lower level promoted unit to Value of Life, that's, you know, that might be a way that I get around this issue that I'm having with the EXP. Is by having someone who can just get that much more experience from fighting berserkers.
That makes sense.
Because, yeah, originally I was bringing Florian and Heath, but both of them were like level 12 promoted or something stupid like that, so we weren't getting much.
That's the difference. I'm assuming she was like getting like maybe 10 to 20 experience from a Berserker. I don't remember the levels.
Something like that. I don't even know. But it wasn't enough. And so it's like, okay, so I'll just replace one of them with whoever I promote, and then that'll help with the XP. So then, obviously, since that chapter is nothing but Berserkers, you know, when the question is who do I promote, it's like, well, whoever I promote has to be able to use swords, because otherwise there's not really much point in them attending the chapter. So it's like between Raven and Sain, and Raven ends up getting strength through.
The FAQs told us, but we didn't listen. Yeah, that makes sense. And it's insane. Basically, it's like the stats of like level whatever, like level 10 promoted Sain or level 20 promoted Sain, depending on the stat you're looking at. He does way better than his level, which is just so he's like a very easy way to get a bunch of experience.
Yeah, look, he's already level 4. So.
Ooh, he's so good. Yeah, I saw.
They weren't supposed to go for him. Why aren't they going for Dorcas and Dart?
I think you said you're saying it's like awful ass resistance, but I imagine Dorcas can't be better at all.
I can't be. Like, what is happening?
And Dorcas doesn't even double them either. Like I saw him chip one earlier with a hand axe. It's like, why are you chipping monks? That's not how monks work.
It's not how monks work.
It's their whole thing is that they don't work. Yeah, they haven't gotten a whole lot of action, but I guess they can take their time. I'm actually questioning if they're even gonna make it to the final island of the space.
Oh, they're not. There's no point. But there are Cavaliers that spawn from those top 2 forts.
Oh,
things
from
you might not know.
From like the center fort?
Yeah, that like where they are, those top 2 forts of that little area.
Okay.
Spawn Cavaliers later on.
I thought it spawned monks. Maybe it spawns both. Maybe monks are like the zone move.
I think the monks. I think they are, but then I think Cavs are like turn-based or something. I don't even remember, but I know they spawn Cavs at some point. It's like, yeah, Dart and Dorcas are Cavs are a good prey for them when they're level like 18, 19. So.
Yeah. I mean, Dorcas at this point is very experienced fighting floods of Cavaliers. It's basically how he got like 50% of his levels in Christ Beast. So I'm sure
that's true.
He can work harder on not killing Cavaliers there.
He can deal with it. Yeah. So they'll be fine. I was hoping to get them capped already, but like since the enemies decided they just didn't want to go for them, then I don't have any choice. It's not a big deal though. And we get our last non-Athos character.
Yeah, our last not level cap character. Oh, Marcus brought like 3 things for him. That's cute.
Yes.
I'm glad those slots were spent for Renault and not on like actual strong weapons for Marcus.
He doesn't need them anymore.
I imagine the Fortify is way too expensive for you to use, so that's why you're bringing that stuff.
That's the thought. I also wanted to try to get every unit in this game at least 1 level, and I did that for every character except Renault, simply because there isn't enough. He doesn't do enough. Not for lack of trying. I tried to have him heal every turn. I gave him a lightning. Like he's doing his best, but he ends up with like 87 experience or something like that by the end of the chapter.
I imagine for Renault you have to visit every turn or some other kind of expensive staff for that to work. Because I just saw him fight a brigand and get like 3 experience from it. It was chipped. It was a level 16 unit, but damn, dude, that's gonna take forever.
Yes. And I was a little sad that I couldn't get a level on him, but it was like I'm not going back and rerouting this chapter just to make that happen.
Just for
That's not one of my primary goals.
The extra unlisted flex on top of all the other ones that you've been doing.
Alright, Dark finally gets to attack some wyverns.
Yep.
Because they finally attacked him.
Another thing that he's been practicing a lot.
The wyvern lords is just like, oh, I don't care though.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll come. You guys go on ahead. Oh, it's Valkyrie time. That's not good.
Yeah, they hear.
I think the most annoying Valkyries for me are the ones from the top left, but the bottom right is pretty annoying too.
Yeah, they're all just annoying to deal with.
Oh, is that a Killman's wyvern I saw? That's kind of scary. Oh, that's okay. Hand next door was crits anyway.
Yeah, next door is just good. I was trying to weaken him for Dart, but then he crit. It's just like, okay, sure.
Yeah, I saw Dart just hit 18. I don't remember what Dorcas is at, but it must be about similar level. Oh, goodbye, Pence.
The Valkyries are here, and I'm just like, okay. Yeah, no, I got the village, I believe.
Yeah,
or at the very least, I like killed the brigands or whatever.
Yeah, you only need to center village, I think, from here. Center of ruins, I should say.
So I'm just gonna have Hawkeye on peak deal with Valks, which is like the worst matchup, but it works.
I mean, that whole group is pretty scuffed against Valks, so I think that's actually your best one in that group.
Yeah, exactly. So the other guys are just like, okay, we're just not gonna go this direction any longer.
Yeah, are they just gonna be stuck there? Because I imagine they can't really help a whole lot in the middle anyway. It's kind of hard to get there with a lot of mountains. And they can't really make it to the top without going through either of those places, so they're just kind of stuck where they are then?
No, they move. They don't get very far, but they do move.
Okay. And I think he just entered the last zone, or I think actually he entered the last turn when he killed that one. I think he killed the killer ballista guy. Like, that got into the range. That's why all the shamans are here.
I don't know why I stopped at her dialogue for so long.
Maybe it was like, it's enemy phase, time to grab a drink, and then...
It might have been it.
Live Stella moment. First bolting burned. I imagine all those 5 bolting uses will be burned.
Yes. There really isn't a good way to get close because of the shaman's spam.
Yeah.
So there isn't much choice except to let her burn them out. And I'm not using warp to warp in there and kill her. Like, I could. It's not out of the question, but like, there isn't really much of a point for it when I'm still gonna have to kill all the enemies anyway. So it's like I might as well just tank the boltings at this point.
And I think this is an example of a boss that does stop reinforcements if she dies, so I think you want to kill her. And it's also hard to kill her, like, she's so tanky. And
like, who am I gonna send? Who's gonna kill her and then stand up to all of this?
I mean, I think your Heath and or Florina could probably do it if they really wanted to.
They actually probably could.
But they're not the ones you want XP on, so...
Right. And I didn't check to see if they would be capable. So it's like, okay.
Yeah. I think you said your Florina's like kind of res screwed and Heath doesn't have good res in the first, but ooh, so I hope you're okay, dude. I hope you're okay.
I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I'm giving that kill to Sain, but alright.
My guess is maybe Sain was already killing with the silver. You're like, oh, might as well get the Dorcas chip. I don't know.
Yeah, that probably was it, actually.
Still, like, decent chip for him. And I guess Penta's always available to physic him if we really need to. Or just heal with a fort plus fall or something. That's a sick Pent, holy god.
He's gotten so many lucky level ups in magic and speed. Like, what the hell's up with this man? I know he's gotten decent growth in those stats, but it still doesn't feel correct.
What the heck?
What am I doing? Trying to find people? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, usually like L switch around, I think. Instead of scrolling all the way. But
no, I usually scroll.
That explains why you were doing that.
Yeah, okay. I just didn't understand why I was like looking at Merlinus, trying to figure out what he was doing.
Who here is even good against these shamans? I guess you could have like a res boost that do most of the work here. Or Hector even. Hector might be good. Or Florina is here would work too. Yeah, like Florina, sure, but Florina doesn't get like any XP from shamans. But hey,
true.
That's fine. Guess we're doing this. It's a shaman.
At the very least. Yeah, it's just these two.
And Heath.
It's not very interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised actually. I didn't think you would try to like 3-round KO them all with Renault. That seems a bit too far, even for this playthrough. But, like, I don't know. I feel like someone here could have done it with like Minus Grey Skeets or something.
Possibly. I don't know. I also wanted to just prevent them from getting to my backline partially because bolting was gonna hit someone on that backline, as it just hit. Like, if Marcus gets hit by one shaman, he's dead. So I can't let them attack Marcus at this point.
Oh yeah, I guess you'd have to heal Marcus with Renault first.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even like do that the same turn that I get attacked with bolting. So.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. You can only get so close with Limstella's bolting range on top of all the ballistas. Like, almost no one is able to withstand both ballista hits and bolting. And of course, only one flyer can have the Delphi shield. So you can never be protected against both.
It's just dodge tanking and trying to kill as many as I can so that we can actually start moving forward sometime soon.
Yeah,
at
honestly,
this point, the EXP is less important than just getting through.
Yeah, honestly, I don't blame you for this at all, because the shamans don't even get that much XP for anyone in this group, really. Besides maybe Hector. Ooh, Marcus, please be okay, dude. You didn't
this is just dodge tanking.
Oh god. Oh no.
At least I've got 2 healers and a dancer.
Yeah, but it's so annoying because Nils can't get closer without risking death himself. Although your Nils probably could, actually, because he has HP and dodge.
They have decent res in this game, so maybe he could survive. I don't remember. Yeah, what the hell? It's great, isn't it?
We're surrounded.
This is why this chapter takes so long, because of all of these enemies.
Yep. You thought it would be just experience bars.
I do have to clear it under 20 turns, because that's the requirement for the guide.
Right.
So I still have to do that, even though technically there's reinforcements that go on to like turn 35 or something really stupid like that. But I wanted all the chapters, so this is how we're dealing with it. Yeah, okay, I guess Nils is in range, so he's probably able to take the bolting then.
Yeah, he's at full health. I don't know if he was before, but yeah, he should be. I think
he's at full health.
I think he comfortably lives bolting. I'm not sure how many ballista hits on top of that he could take, but that's something else. And this bolting being gone is going to be really helpful too.
Yeah, so that guy's dead, and so I don't know if the ballistas are even in range of Nils at this point.
Yeah, you killed a couple, which is really nice. There's one that's like kind of far away that hit one of you guys. I remember these ballistas are very varied. There's like a normal one, and then there's a killer one and a long one, I think. So it's kind of annoying to check the range and damage output.
So Marcus was not healed to full, but he's still charging over to the right.
He'll be okay. He just needs to like not get hit by bolting, and he's probably safe. So he's probably going to get hit by bolting and dodge flux. Yeah, this is what I thought would happen last turn. Oh, okay, that works too. Yeah, that's actually good. That's good.
Choke point.
Good for an away. Yeah, that's a really good choke point to have. It also covers a ballista.
Yeah.
Like most of the snipers are dead or at the south anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Well, Hawkeye's like pretty good hit rates here against them. 73.
I don't know what's up with that. You wouldn't think it would be that way with Malx. Maybe these guys are just like less dodgy than the ones in Hog. I'm not sure exactly how the stats are calced. 1 HP needs.
What is your tactician affinity again?
Whatever Marcus's is. Isn't that ice?
Yeah, Marcus is ice. I think Hawkeye's wind. I don't think that's it. Yeah, I was wondering maybe that would be it. Because it does seem really high, but at this point your tactician stars are like peak. Because you're at such a high rank, such late in the game.
True.
73 feels a lot higher than it should be. I guess S-rank axes, maybe he got some lucky skill level ups.
Maybe he did. I don't know. It does feel higher than it should be. They double him, but their hit rate isn't as great because of the peak. And I've got Pent in physic range of him too. So.
Yeah, I think they had like 20 hit on him. And he was a little low, but it looks like he had to get hit twice to even die in the first place. So I'm not worried about Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Maybe Hector with the distraction. Thanks, Hector. Excuse me. Yeets! Dude, you're scaring me. These monk-ass strats.
It works! You can't be bad if it works, right?
I mean, I'm not going to say it's bad, but I will say Renault is sitting there right there with the Fortify staff unused. That's all I'm saying. You said you were low on funds though, so I get it. Or like you were low on in your previous attempts on funds.
Yeah, I mean, well, I had enough to promote people, but, and actually at the end of this, I would have had enough to promote one more unit if I had wanted to, but it would have been a close cut after that. So, and I don't really know that at this part in the run, because I'm still on 4-star funds. Like, in my my ranking screen, which I don't think I showed off at the beginning of this chapter, but I'm in 4-star.
Yeah, you showed it, like, all the previous chapters, I think.
And, you know, I just promoted Sain and all. So it's like, I literally actually don't know how close I am when I'm recording this.
That's actually curious, because there's not a whole lot of extra funds you can get at this point. Like, you're not going to steal a bunch of treasure here or anything like that. The game kind of expects roughly the amount of funds you're going to get, I think.
What it actually ends up being is that, so the S-rank weapons in Final, obviously you can't use them because they're worth too much. But I'm pretty sure that the game, so the way that the funds work is that the game has a hard-coded value for each of the chapters, and you have to meet 80% of that value in order to get S rank or A rank for funds, which I don't think you're aware of. I think when you were doing the previous ranked run commentary that you were using, like, reading those values verbatim.
Yeah, I forgot the 80% part. I mean, I said it at one point, but I don't retain every detail that I say, unfortunately.
Yeah, so fair. And I'm pretty sure that the value they give you in that chapter, the starting value is identical to the worth of all those S-rank weapons, which means if you get them all and don't use them, you're actually well above that 80% threshold. So it's like you're getting extra funds for getting those weapons and not using them. Does that make sense?
Yes. No, absolutely. That was a big pet peeve of mine, actually. I'm glad you brought it up. That people would say, well, ranked funds is easy, just don't use the S-rank weapons. It's like, Yeah, but what about every single other aspect of the game and managing your funds? That's still pretty hard. With me not realizing that, in essence, they were probably correct that the S rank weapons do save you a bunch of weapons, or a bunch of funds flexibility, because of that extra 20% that I didn't factor in. So
they do help, but it's obviously not going to be enough if you promoted like 12 dudes.
Yeah, you can't like be like, oh, I can just ignore funds because I just don't use the S rank weapons Lamau, because they're still that's only a portion of what you need to save.
Right, you need to be careful about who you promote, what items you use to promote, how many stat boosters you use, stuff like that.
Yeah, and how many fortify uses you use to not save Geats, exactly.
Yes.
Go Geats. Okay, now he's in the forest. Now I'm not worried anymore. He should be fine here. Near full health in a forest. No more druids. He's fine. Got this.
And the Valks are being taken care of by Canas, who is not the best choice for them, but like he's so busted, and we just need someone to block. So.
Yeah, I have.
At least for now, it's the best I can do.
I had FE8 on the brain, so for some reason I thought he had weapon triangle disadvantage, and then I remembered, oh, he's Animal.
No,
he's fine.
Even if he did, this Canas is broke, so who cares?
He's all good. Yeah, and I guess it's just a matter of waiting until they kind of clear out, because this is the bottleneck, right? It's the top group getting to Limstella and actually killing her at this point. Like, we're not stretching at the bottom anymore.
Yeah.
Let me see what Dart is at. Oh, he's one-running Brandon. It's not bad, Dart. Not bad.
Decent.
It's so insane.
Enough to get him to level 20.
It's so insane how many enemies this chapter has. It's so insane.
Yeah, this is a big chapter.
I love that warrior in the middle of the forest that like you can obviously just avoid entirely because he's in a forest, he doesn't move, but he has a devil axe, so it's like fight at your own risk. I think it's a killer bow too. He's the ultimate risk taker.
He really is. Yeah, like there's like no reason to go through that forest most of the time, even if like regardless of how you play this chapter, but we will be fighting him because he's an enemy.
Enemy that gives experience. Imagine if the reinforcements got like Void Curse or something dumb like that.
Had what?
Oh, it's the Fate's ability that they give to reinforcements that are supposed to make you hurry up instead of giving you grinding opportunities, so they just don't give experience for fighting them.
If that were the case, I'd just end the chapter quicker, probably.
That's no fun. These are XP bags, not actual. Well, I was gonna say human beings, but they're morphs. They're not human beings in the first place.
They're not even. So yeah.
We just dehumanize morphs real quick.
They just exist to be murdered in this scenario.
Y'all are worth exactly 6 XP on Geats to me and nothing more. I'm not even worried. I'm pretty sure he even tanks these ballista hits at this HP.
He might.
Man, Geats.
I don't even know. They stopped doubling Hawkeye, at least.
Yeah, I don't know why they decided to stop doubling, but they did.
I don't think he leveled speed,
yeah.
But I didn't see. Canas doubles Valks!
Maybe they rolled a different speed, I don't know. But yeah, doubling Valks pretty good. Still getting some good experience for it too, even though this Canas has to be like level 10 something at this point.
I'm sure he's very high level. I guess we'll find out at some point. Those Valks might also just be really high level though.
So you said at this point you were kind of low on funds, but how is tactics looking, for example? Because you took your time in a lot of chapters.
Yes, but intended ranks tactics is pretty free.
Yes.
Just because they give you more turns and they don't have stupid 0 requirement chapters. Dorcas caps.
Yay, 9 speed.
9 speed.
Yikes. Yikes. Cap strength though.
Cap strength is cool. No, tactics ends up being fine. Especially because I'm pretty sure I rushed through final. You'll see when that happens, but I do like actually make that chapter go a little quicker.
Yeah, I mean the game does give you much choice at that point. If you take forever fighting everything, kind of just get murdered unless you have a choking plan for it.
Yeah, I don't care about the reinforcements in that chapter.
Okay, that I don't think I've ever heard you say those words in this playthrough before, so that's a sign, all right.
So I think I just accidentally burned an RN with Louise. I don't know if it was... There is a point at this chapter where I screw something up, but I don't remember if it's now or later. And then have to do a little, like, change my plans a little bit, but I don't remember when it happens. I don't know if that was it just now or if it's going to be at some point later. We'll find out.
Yeah, movements are a little slower, but they still seem pretty much pre-planned right now. But I'll try to keep my eye out.
I'm probably just like doing what I did before, and then just being like, well, I hope things work out.
Yeah, if I were you, I would get more and more careful as the recording goes on, because the more time you invest, the more invested you are in like not screwing up. Like, what if he's made one more wrong move?
Yes, and it was very annoying when I would accidentally make those mistakes.
Did we ever talk about like the possibility of doing this kind of playthrough with an RNG scrambler on?
I don't know if we talked about it. I have thought about it. I mean, clearly this run where I do the get all units to level 20 thing, this is kind of specialized, and there's like a reason that I rigged it, is like just to make sure that I could actually achieve all my goals. But I've thought about the idea of doing like a vanilla ranked run, not intended, just vanilla, with an RNG scrambler on, and just kind of like maybe like even streaming or playing live, just to kind of show that I know how to play Fire Emblem. I'm not I'm not that
Don't
bad.
worry, nobody doubts it at this point. You're winning.
So I've thought about that. I don't know if I'm ever actually going to do it, but...
Did you just pick up Marcus?
Yeah, Marcus was... I didn't have anyone to heal him, and he would have died of bolting.
That's okay. Hector's a healer too. In a way. I guess you could say use sacrifice on Marcus, because he just lost a bunch of his own HP for it.
True. But yeah, I've thought about the RNG Scrambler thing. I don't know if I'm ever actually going to do it. Now that I'm done with the Fire Emblem 6 one, I don't know if I really want to do much more Fire Emblem content.
I'd be sick of it at this point for a little bit.
Yeah. But it is something I did think about, yes. So if I come back at some point in the future, that might be what I end up doing.
I mean, we're nearly at the end. Do you feel like this is inherently less reliable? Like, not leaving out the flex things for a little bit, do you think intended ranks is less reliable than regular ranked ranks? Well, you know what I mean.
The thing about intended is that, so what I do is I get all units to level 20, and then promote like 5 guys. No joke about restaurant intended.
This video was made possible by
5 guys. I do go there often for lunch. But so I only promoted 5 guys. I got everyone else to level 20. And even with all that, I only exceeded the experience requirement by about like I think 7.5 levels worth of experience. And you've seen how much I've really tried to optimize things like heal experience and chip experience and like we're grinding out reinforcements. You've seen what I've done, and even despite that, I'm barely over the actual limit. So for intended ranks, it might not be inherently reliable, just because, like, if you don't get all unpromoted units to level 20, which granted you don't have to do, but that means that some of your promoted units are going to have to pick up the slack. And it's like they're already getting less experience than everything else because of being promoted and because of being higher leveled.
Yeah, and the amount of experience they would need to get over the unpromoted units is so massive. I imagine that for some promoted units, they wouldn't get that much less than, say, level 19 Dart or level 19 Doorcast or whatever. The difference is not that big. But just based on how much combat they have to do over the course of a playthrough, I imagine it adds up very fast to the point where I don't think it would be a whole lot easier than just, you know, getting all the unpromoted to level 20.
I guess one thing you could do is promote more staff users, just so that you can actually spam staffs. But if you do that, you know, that's an issue for funds, because lots of staffs are expensive, and you only have a limited amount to go around. And if people aren't damaged, then you're going to have to start spamming stuff like Barrier, which is fine. I guess you can buy some at the Secret Shop, actually. But it's like, you know, even then, that's a bit of a trade-off. And then, you know, if you did that, then you'd be not promoting, you know, Florina or Sain or Keith, all of whom have proven themselves to be like super useful as promoted units. So
yeah, Sain of course only for a short time, but he did really help with experience. So
yes,
that's true. And Heath, maybe Heath and Florina, they've been mostly helpful. I feel like for side objective things and like helping to, like, their support is really good because they can set up kills for people in almost any place ever. So
yes,
yeah, I don't know. That is tough. Plus, like, you already have some really good staff units promoted. Like, you have Canas, so you do, like, what, Priscilla instead or something?
Yeah. That's an option. And Priscilla would get more experience from combat too, so that's not a bad idea. But yeah, it's just like if you're going for reliability, then this means at the very least you'll probably have to be trying to get Rebecca to like at least level 15 or something. You know, Will, Dorcas. You still got to train Bartray if you're going for all recruits, but even if you're not, you still got to get some kills in him. So it's like it's not as bad as Fire Emblem 6 because hit rates aren't nearly as atrocious. To be able to set up like actually reliable strats where you've got at least like, I don't know, 80% hit rate on things, which, you know, depending on how you play, that can be reliable, or maybe you want something more reliable than that. But either way, it's like it's easier than Fire Emblem 6, but even then you still gotta like actually make sure that you've planned it 100% properly.
I'm curious what a planned FE7 regular ranked run looks like in comparison. Do you have one uploaded on your channel? Is there like someone on there on YouTube that put one up just to like have a comparison?
I don't, or I don't have one on my channel. I'm not sure if anyone else has like a regular run. I'm pretty sure there is, but I don't really watch them because most of the time they're not commentated, and I have difficulty watching a video if it's uncommented. Yeah. Even though that's what I uploaded.
You know, if I watch a run like that, I usually mute the audio, put it on like higher speed, sometimes 2 times if I think I can follow it, and I just put like other music up in the background. And be like, okay, and I slow it down whenever I want to like look a bit in more detail. But I do greatly prefer commentated runs for sure.
Yeah. So I haven't seen one that is also like a successful ranked run. But I'm sure they might exist. And I've thought about actually uploading my own versions of the regular rankings for like all of the modes. Just to kind of show off what that looks like for each of the modes. But again, I'm not sure I'm going to come back to Fire Emblem content. So there's a written, I've of course mentioned Mel's playthrough. He does a pretty good job, but he doesn't also show you every single action he decides to take.
No, it would be more of a narration like, I sent Hawkeye to the right and fight the Valkyries there, and that's all you're gonna get, right? For this chapter,
something like that. It's got screenshots, but it's like, it might show where units go on a turn-by-turn basis, but it doesn't necessarily show every attack that every unit takes. Yeah. Or every weapon that every unit holds, or things like that.
It's a Something Awful post, I think you said?
Yeah, it was originally. There's a website called Let's Play Archive.
Oh, yeah.
That has all the Let's Plays they've done on Something Awful, so that you can find it there. And he did one for Fire Emblem 6, too.
Those are interesting too. Maybe a little harder to. You can't have them on in the background. Right? You have to actually look at the website while reading them.
I like written Let's Plays. I feel like they're a dying art form. Already dead art form. I think they're neat as hell. But unfortunately, like you can't multitask them with other things usually.
No, they're like. I guess if you're the type of like that does work a little bit of work and then a little bit of break time to read something, then maybe that could work. For you, but generally they don't really work as background noise, of course. But yeah, absolutely dying art form. I used to read. What did I read? Of course, it's the FE1 Let's Play that everyone likes to meme about. I don't know if you know the one I'm referring to, but it has like Marth being a giant asshole. Yeah, it's the Something Awful one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I started to read that, and then some of the challenge conditions were a bit odd, so I decided not to.
Oh, I don't know if it's the same one. It's one that only goes with like chapter 3.
Oh.
It's I don't know. It's a really big meme in the Fire Emblem community, but I don't think it's as well known anymore as it used to be.
If you find it, post in the video description or like send it to me because I'm curious now.
It's hosted on shame. I think it's literally just shame.in/FE1, I think.
Mecha keyboard. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, no, I hadn't heard of it. Now, what happened, actually, the way I came across ranked runs was because, I like Let's Play Archive. I've been reading some stuff that's on there for, like, many, many years now, like 15 years or so. And there was this instance where, that's a bad way to start the sentence. When I finish a new game, sometimes I like to go there and see what people have done for the game. Mm-hmm. So I finished FE7, went there to see what people have done for the game, and saw that there was, like, a regular playthrough, and then there was another playthrough, and I think I clicked on the regular one, and I was like, okay, this doesn't seem my speed, let me see about the other one. And the other one was like, well, this is a ranked run. I'm like, okay, alright, you've got my attention. I don't know what that means or what that is, but this seems a lot more strategy-based, and so that's kind of like something I want to read. So then I read it, and I was like, this sounds fun. So that's how that happened. Like, I literally I beat my first ever Fire Emblem game and then was immediately into the ranked run meta.
That is funny. I do enjoy, after finishing like a new video game, like one that I haven't played before, to like go online and see what kind of challenges people have done in it. Like for, I don't know, I did that for Hollow Knight a while back, watched a speedrun of it. That's always super fascinating to see.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, another thing was that at the time, Fire Emblem was my first and to this day only strategy game genre. Any game strategy genre. So of course, like at the time, kind of my preconceived notion of what a challenge run for a lot of games was speedrunning. Because I grew up with stuff like Pokemon and platformers, which have huge speedrun scenes. So I'm like, okay, you know, and then I watched, I think Kirby Masters play like speedrun of it or something like that. Yeah, this is where I'm like, Pent needs to physic Hawkeye, and he's not supposed to have to do that this turn.
Yeah.
So something
he's a little low. Things are going a little bit south, just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. But yeah, so I watched Kirby's like speedrun of Fire Emblem 7, and then at some point I found out it was like, oh, most people in the community don't measure challenge by speedrun; they measure by LTC or, you know, other things. So it's like, okay, this is my first exposure to a community that has other like challenge conditions to denote skill.
Yeah, I would say ranked is almost like a high score run of Fire Emblem, if that makes sense. Like you get the most points. That's the closest thing I can think of. But I mean, there's other games that have a ranking system, but Fire Emblem has like maybe not the most intricate one, but one of the most different ones. I don't quite know how to describe it, but I think you catch the drift here, right? It's not quite speedrunning.
It's like people like crap on it all the time for, you know, things being contradictory or things being stupid, and it's like, okay, maybe they are, maybe they're not. I'm not in a place to judge, but it's like the fact that you have to balance everything at once, I think, is a sign of skill, and I think that's, you know, that should be taken a little more seriously because of that. But what do I know?
No,
I've only
I think
spent the last year doing it.
You're completely right. It is, the challenge isn't having to balance two or more ranks that are contradictory to each other, like experience and tactics. That is part of the challenge. That's not an inherent flaw. The flaw, I think, that people mostly bring up is like having to not use resources, and I think the biggest flaw might be that the game is like, you play through the game not knowing what the hell ranks are, and at the end the game tells you, yeah, you sold your red gems, so here's a bad, like, you did bad on funds because you did that. It's like, no one ever told me that was like a bad idea. So it's more like an additional challenge rather than a rating on how you did in your playthrough. Because if you weren't playing for ranked, then selling red gems is a good idea.
Right, exactly. So some of the, and that's a little bit, it's probably better in Fire Emblem 6, because in that one, items are worth, like, according to funds rank, items are worth half of their value, so if you sell a gem, you're not losing funds. You're just converting it to cash.
Yes.
So I think it makes a little more, like, intuitive sense for the player in that scenario.
It's weird that they reverted it afterwards then, isn't it? Because this game came later.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was the decision process behind any of that. Just because I play it doesn't mean I understand it.
They unpolished it.
Yeah. The tactics rank was better, the experience rank was better, because both of those are more difficult than FE6. But yeah, otherwise, the FE6 funds ranks makes more sense.
I can't help. Oh,
yeah.
Nils.
He's fine. He's fine.
He'll be fine. Is she out of bolting, or are they out of bolting?
Yeah, out of bolting.
Okay, that's good. You just had to make sure that they had something to attack, didn't you? Get that 1 HP on Nils.
That wasn't the point. It was just the most convenient place to what I needed to do.
Yeah. You unleash the Valkyries and like kind of the Falcon Knights from the upper left choke points, but I think you have another one like right near there, so I don't think it's a big deal. Like they can come to your back line kind of now.
Renault,
yay.
1 damage!
Halfway to a level. I'm sure he'll make the other half.
I laughed when I saw the 1 HP damage. 1 HP, it's lightning.
Florina has the most generic inventory ever. She's like, he had like 2 javelins and then 3 iron weapons, I think.
Yeah.
Which is not, I mean, it works for this chapter in setting up kills, but it's probably not going to help her kill Stella.
No. There's other weapons and units that have the ability to do that. Vida has the Brave Lance, for instance.
Doubles Valkyries at base? What?
Well, yeah, what the hell's up with that, man?
Wait, Renault good, actually?
things you didn't know about Renault.
Yeah.
Because nobody ever, like, does anything with him.
Well, with him, it's like, I knew he would do 0 damage to Valkyrie, and it kind of ends there, right? Like, when I know that, I'm gonna stop checking what he does. I didn't realize he would double up Valkyrie. That's insane. What a champ.
I like Dart crossing the river to go get the village.
Oh yeah, that is really cute. That's like, if Hawkeye can't do it and someone else, and the Flyers are busy, then who else is gonna do it but Dart? I was wondering when that ruins was gonna get visited.
Anyway, I'm trying to figure myself out. Because, like I said, I think things have gone slightly off the rails because of Hawkeye, but I'm not 100% sure if it's a bad RN or just I messed up a move at some point that required him to be healed.
Did he get hit before the point where it wasn't supposed to, and that's how you knew that things were off the rails?
Yeah, basically, because he ended up with 3 HP, and I'm like, okay, well, I need to heal him now, but this isn't the turn that I wrote down that I need to heal him.
Okay, so he was scheduled to get healed at some point, and he suddenly moved it up the schedule a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't really, I think at this point of recording, I'm still unsure if this is because of an RN burn or something else. The level ups will tell me, but I don't remember at this point. Whether or not Florina was supposed to get an HP only level up. I would imagine because I'm doing so many risky things up here in the north, the top right. Yes! You didn't even need to crit, but you did.
That is good. You definitely tried. All props to you for trying your best to use Renault against like the highest res enemies. I need to get a level on him! Okay, there's a Geats level up. So do you know now if you're on track?
I would, but I don't remember myself whether or not I was, like, a year in the future.
Do your notes say like, hey, this person's gonna get this level up?
I always wrote down what exactly stats they gained.
Okay.
So if they didn't get that, then I know that I screwed up somewhere.
Okay. So now past you knows.
Yeah, past me knows. Current me doesn't remember anything.
Okay. I'll ask past me then. Okay, so Dorcas and Dart are both capped, so it's really just about getting kills now and getting Stella out.
Yeah.
At least I'm assuming that's what we were waiting for. I guess this is Dorcas to really get some more levels on herself or something.
I mean, that's what she's basically doing. But we're really just trying to get Stella killed and throne seized.
Give her a season assist. I'm not used to saying they for them stuff, but I think heroes canonicalized they, them, Stella, but I always thought that it was she before that, because they used the female shade sprite.
Yeah. I think a lot of people did. Nice crit.
I think everyone here must have 1-2 range or else they wouldn't attack Marcus like this, so that's convenient. Gets him out of the way. That's really the most satisfying part of this chapter, where you can clear reinforcements on an enemy phase, and it's like, oh, and now I have space to actually do something about Stella.
Yes, exactly. It's nice. So I don't remember how many more turns of shamans spawning in we have. Be funny. But Marcus is level 9.
Yay.
He actually got a really good level up.
Yeah, he said it was near base Marcus. I don't remember how much it was used. He was like around for, I want to say, almost every chapter, and then he suddenly got benched and never came back, I feel like.
I think he got 3 or 4 levels during that time, so he wasn't base, but he also wasn't the juggernaut that some people have him at by the time they reach this chapter normally.
Yeah, he's a snowball character for sure. Especially if you get speed level ups. Okay, yeah. Apparently you do have at least one more wave of shamans. I think the WOD is like, yeah, you have like from turns 10 to 25 you have shaman forces or something like that. Something ridiculous like that.
It's something like that. So yeah, I just at a certain point I have to not care about reinforcements and just go for Limstella. But I think, you know, I'm gonna kill the Valkyries and the Falcon Knight and something like we needed to get that village that Dart's currently at, that kind
of thing. Marcus runs up to like the cliffs with the expectation of hit a Valkyrie, then look at his inventory, Iron Rune, Iron Sword.
Yeah, I think I forgot.
Light Rune, there we go, that's what I was looking for.
I must have forgotten. Or maybe things are off the rails, not sure. But either way.
Rare footage of someone running out of weapons in Picture Your Death. Say it ain't so.
There was someone on the Fire Emblem Discord, the r/Fire Emblem Discord, who recently played that chapter and bought like 20 of each silver type of weapon before that chapter, and then said, I'm scared of running out of weapons on Victory or Death. And we're like, no, calm down. You have 20 of each silver. You will be fine. And then they beat it and I asked how many did they break, and they were like 3. So
yeah, that sounds like me too. Very relatable. With silver, I kind of get it because they only have 20 uses, and you one-shot shamans, but you don't one-shot like Valkyries or something like that. And they only counter-attack their one-to-range. Like the javelin's running out. That happens to me all the time this chapter.
Right. Yeah. No, that's been a consistent issue. I hate it more when it happens in COG though. Yeah.
Especially because the COG is like a funny weapon shop that only sells irons and silvers. But that's why I'm bringing irons. They have twice as many uses. They never run out. And they're cheap, so you don't care if they break.
Yeah, you can see I'm struggling with figuring out what I'm doing.
Yeah. Why does Pen need to be here?
I don't know. Healing?
Yeah. Oh, but it's not Pen. Never mind. It's Sain. Oh,
it's Sain.
Sorry. It wasn't Kent, it wasn't Kent, it was
javelins and experience.
I guess you do need a high strength stat to deal with them, Stella. Although, no, you don't actually. Canas exists, but... That is
I don't remember who kills her, so I have them, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, at this point, I know at least one Luna is going to be fired at from Stella. That I know for certain. There's no way you pass up this opportunity. Ooh, Hector S rank. Probably.
Probably. Yeah.
Now we could use the FE6 armats.
These forests suck!
Yeah, this is the 2-3 move through the forest. Not great. It's Verdane Forest over here.
The Valks are done.
What is Myrna's doing with this cat? He keeps running back and forth.
I don't remember. I think I'm trying to route it back towards his door at this point. But I don't think his door kills all the calves. I think so, yeah. How much is left in the video? Yeah, 7 minutes. We're close.
Okay, yeah. I think we were already at the top right island by like minute 37. I was like, okay, I guess we're getting a lot of experience still.
Still need to just clear things out.
I feel like most of the experience was obtained before that point. Like this is just reinforcements, basically.
Basically. It's just clearing space to get to the boss, to get Hector close to the seizing, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Hector's 5
because
definitely not helping.
It's like it's easy to kill them, Stella, but then you gotta get Hector over there. And if you're not using warp, that's actually can sometimes be more tricky since 5 move, no river walk, hard to rescue.
Yeah, he's chumpy. For some draft races, I would actually end up like, or not even draft races, but like the races where we only use 1 unit basically to do the whole game.
The wheels.
The wheel percent, exactly. I would give my boots to Hector just to speed up this chapter and the one where he's on his own, basically. Just to
that makes sense.
Hurry up a little bit. Hey, guess what? More shamans. It is this time you didn't finish the wave of the last time, so it looks extra crowded in there. You don't like experience? What's wrong with you?
I don't like experience now because I need to clear the chapter. I don't know. I also don't remember what turn I end the chapter on. I might literally just be grinding out to turn 20, but I don't think I do that. I think I do end it a little bit before that.
I am actually going to look on WAD to see when the reinforcements end. I'm curious now. I know I checked it when I was playing that 0% Iron Man, and I like had to run them out with like the bar being held on the cliff and Hector. It was a mess. 32. It might be a mix of zone reinforcements and turn reinforcements too, which would make it even worse.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, so zone 3 is the top right zone. 7 shamans and 1 druid all have Nosferatu. I guess it's only once for the wave. I don't know. And then let me see. Turns. All right, are you ready for this? 7,
sure.
8, 14, and 16 is 7 shaman, 1 druids.
Okay.
There's got to be more than that because there's no way that's just it. It's only 4 waves. I guess combined with the zones.
I guess this must be turn 16 then. Or now it's turn 17. I don't know.
5 waves total, I guess, if you count the zone one as like 1 wave. I feel like it's way more than this.
It feels like it. Maybe it's just that combined with the fact that the Valks and the Pegs are going to be mocking you at the same time.
The real comedy is turn 20 to 35, 2 Falcon Knights, 2 Nomad Troopers, and 2 Wyverns for 15 turns in a row.
Yeah!
That's the real comedy. And 2 Cavaliers as well.
Yeah, it's like you can't fight those if you want to get the guidance, but they are there.
But that's true, they don't even exist for this one. That would have been a lot of experience for you. If you
It would have. Promoting units, but...
It's probably not more than what Value of Life gives you, probably.
Probably not. And like I said, I just wanted to get on the track.
Yeah, you have to flex. Like, this is not taking into account the flex clause.
The flex clause. My favorite clause. No, I do like that. I like how many of my decisions are just to flex and then people comment on it. It's like, nice flex. It's like, yes, finally, I can, you know, be appreciated for my flexing.
Yes, I hope this was a very validating experience.
It was.
Flexing. I hope it was rewarding.
It was.
So. Okay, HP bar go up. And like those reinforcements I listed, they were like the biggest portions. Luna actually, yeah. Oh, is that even Luna?
That might be Flux.
That's not Luna. That's not enough damage. They would have been dead.
From a Luna crit, yes. So that might just be Flux. Funny crit then.
Well, those were just the biggest waves, but the list of reinforcements is at least 20 lines long on one. So there's more different waves. Map is insane, but hey, it allows for like funny banter about all sorts of other random stuff, and every now and then like Nils or Geets almost dies. You get to comment on it, and we just move on to something else.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed this comfy ASMR of people talking while units almost die.
Yeah. You see that? There were no reinforcements. Oh, you flashed a turn count. I didn't catch what one of us.
Yeah, I didn't see it either. I probably have it in the description.
Oh yeah, probably.
I took 17 turns.
Okay. That makes sense. There shouldn't be reinforcements between like turns 15 and 17. So I'm guessing some of the wave reinforcements activate more often. I would check, but it looks like if it's the final turn, then I'm just gonna watch everything happen just in case I miss something.
Yeah. So at this point, I'm just killing whichever dudes I can, and that's really about it.
Yeah, I'm guessing that, especially with that crit, there's plenty of room with filling up Stella without dedicating other units for it. So Hector can't get a kill, but everyone else can do something for sure.
I'm just like trying to figure out who I want to do what at this point.
Are you sure about that? Don't you need to like?
I'm checking.
Oh, okay, all right. Fluxing Stella again. I'm listening. I'm curious. Level 19
by the way, with 26 speed.
It took Canas about the same time to get to 19 promoted as it did for Dorcas and Bart to get to level 20 unpromoted. That's based. Nice one, Sain.
I am not human.
For me.
Nice.
16. I wonder if anyone else would have gotten a full level from that.
That's part of why I had Sain do it, because I wasn't sure, and it's just like, well, Sain probably actually needs experience more than anyone else here. So let me see what, yeah, I think I'm gonna try to find someone for Renault to heal, possibly Dancing to do it. I'm kind of like trying to figure it out. Or maybe just have him get a kill. Okay, so we'll see what experience. 84, alright.
84. That's close, actually.
Oh, wait, no, but yeah, it's a little more than that, but it's unfortunately, I was not able to get the full level up. You saw that I tried.
Yeah, I think if
I definitely tried.
I think with a couple more like expensive staff uses, he would have hit 20. Of course, funds.
Probably.
But yeah.
89.
The experience still helps, I suppose. Get him Geets. Guides.
Right, Geets, whoever.
And see.
Yeah!
Alright, stop the time. We did it. World record.
World record.
What a ride. That
was fun.
Well played, though. That's some of the most levels you've gotten the whole playthrough, I feel like, besides maybe Cog of Destiny.
It's great. It feels so good to get all those levels.
Yep. Next time, home stretch. I'm looking forward to Value of Life, presumably without Warp, I'm guessing, because you've been hoarding that all game anyway.
Yes.
Alright, great. So we got Value of Life, and then final chapter coming up next time. So thank you for watching. Altissimo, thank you for hanging out.
Yep, thank you.
Alright, see y'all later.
Bye.